Happy Wednesday to everyone out there. I know that usually my videos are coming out earlier in the day on our midweek motivational videos. It's been a long day. I've been training people in my corporate environment, for my corporate job. I have been motivating, encouraging people to do the best they possibly can and to give the best experience they can to their customers. But it's coming down to the end of the day. I almost forgot to eat. And I wanted to make sure that I get this video out to you guys and give you a couple of key points that I've been thinking about this week and thinking about today, and also to give you guys some good information that's going to be going on in the next week or so that you guys can get plugged in. And let's jump right into it. Again, if this is one of your first videos that you're catching of me, my name is David Firpi. I'm part of a motivational speaking team, encouraging speaking team with myself and my business partner, Carlos Hernandez. We are Prime Life speakers. The goal, really, what we want to do is to make sure that people understand their true purpose. That we see so many people on a regular basis that we have conversations, whether it be in the corporate world or whether it be in our daily lives or when we get into coaching environments and we're helping people to develop their skills. We notice that there's so many people that are doing jobs or doing tasks or living life that they just have no purpose behind it. So the goal of what we do is to make sure that if you're living a prime life, which really starts off with that P of purpose, that you understand what your purpose is. And I think one of the key elements, something that's been really for some reason when I do these videos, I really get into conversations with people that the topics and the messages really come to me. And this week, what's really been happening is I've been getting in a lot of conversations with people about the people they spend their time with, right? I've been getting into a lot of conversations with people where they either are spending time with people that are feeding that fire. Remember last week we talked about feeding the fire that's inside of you or feeding the frustration. And I heard a speaker one time and he said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I asked people, like, how true is that for you? If you thought about the people that you spend the most time with, it could be family, it could be friends, and usually it's the people you spend time with by choice, right? Some of you might say, well, it's my spouse, or it's my kids, or it's people that I have to work with. But I mean, like, the people that you choose to spend your time with, the people that you surround yourself with, that you would include in what I call your circle of influence. Are they people that are helping to encourage you? They're pushing you to do more. And when I say circle of influence, I mean it as when I was in school, they had an archery class one day. And some of you guys are like, man, that's a long time since they had archery. I'm dating myself right now. Other people are just like, archery, I've seen that in sports or hunting or whatever it might be. If you haven't done it, it's great. I really like to do it as a hunting type of thing, but that's a side note as itself. But in archery, they give you this target that in the center is red, and your goal is to always hit that target dead center. And then there are smaller circles around that, and they get larger and larger. And in essence, if you hit those larger circles, it's really not as powerful or really not as accurate as you would like it to be, right? It's a little different when you shoot guns, because usually when you shoot guns, it's more the targets they've created are like faces or people or whoever it might be. But in archery, the goal is always hit dead center. In my circle of influence, one of the first things I tell people is that in dead center, you have to have a core thing that's going to keep as your foundation. For me, it's God. It's a relationship with God. And keeping that foundation strong in God and understanding who I am, it really did help to understand my true purpose and what I want to accomplish and true purpose with who I am, and encouraging people and God created me in a way that I'm going to be able to say something to someone or do something that God created me to do it in that way. So that core foundation. And listen, many of you are like, I'm not spiritual, David. I'm not into church. I'm not into religion. And listen, let me not push you away by this. it's really about relationship, not about religion. It's really about having a core understanding of who you are. And a lot of you are out there trying to figure that out, right? You're trying to figure out who your foundation is or what your foundation is, which is why you jump from so many different things. You jump to the way that you look, you jump to the people you hang out with, you jump to a different style, you jump to so many different interests because you can't figure out who you are. And I'm not telling you that you can't be interested in a lot of different things and hang out with a lot of different people, but at the core of who you are, there's always this question mark, right? So that dead center, that's that core, right? And then the circle right after that core is the inner circle. It's your inner circle of friends. And these are people that, what I call armor bearers, right? That the Bible talks about armor bearers, but armor bearers for me is the best way I can explain it. If you've ever seen a movie like Lord of the Rings, or seen those type of movies, or like a Gladiator, or like, I'm a big fan of movies, and one of the things that they do is kings and knights, they can't put their armor on by themselves. They need people to kind of put the armor for them. And there's lots of scenes in those movies where a king, they're coming around him and they're putting the armor on him. And those people have to be the most trusted people. If I was a king, if I was a knight, I would have to trust those people with my life, because if my armor wasn't tightened in the right place, if it wasn't put on correctly, I would be in battle and something would happen, that something came loose, and that would be the spot that I would lose to. Right? It's the same thing in life. The people that you choose to have in your inner circle, they need to be people that are supportive of you, people that encourage you. They're people that will tell you when you're wrong and tell you when you need to do something, but they tell you in a way that you've given them the ability to speak into your life, right? These are also people that you look at them and they are fueling the fire. They are constantly wanting to better themselves or do something. And listen, we're all human and we're all going to have things in life that are going to hit us, and we all have things like deaths and just life events that are going to bring us down, and we're not always going to be on, right? I'm not always on. I'm not always like, let's go, I am more. I'm not always that way. But who I am doesn't change, right? At the core, I know who I am, and I know I'm more than the circumstances. I know I'm more than any of these situations or problems that are going to happen. Do the people that you have in your inner circle, do they believe the same thing? Do they believe that they're destined for more things and that they're constantly working? In essence, some of the people that you spend time with in your inner circle, they need to have more drive than you, because that inertia or that push that you see from them, you don't want to be held back so much, so you want to try to get at their level as well, right? You want to try to get to a level that's like, man, I want to be like these people in certain aspects, right? So that's the inner circle. That next circle that you think about, these are friendships. These are people that you have friendships. You don't really spend that much time with them, but like when you do have conversations with them, it's great. A lot of people that fall into this circle are people that you haven't seen in months or years, but when you do see them, it's like nothing's changed, right? These are the people that, like, I have friends that I haven't seen in years, but every so often I see them, and when I do see them, it's like I saw them yesterday. We fall right back into place. We joke, we have a good time with each other, we're able to encourage each other, we're able to just crack jokes on each other and really just encourage each other, right? Anything they need in life, they know they can call me whatever time of night, whatever time of day, they can do that, right? But they're just not there on a daily basis. They're not there on a regular basis, right? So it isn't that they couldn't be in the inner circle, but because they're not around on a regular basis, they fall into that next circle, that friendship circle of that second circle. And then that last circle, I would say, would be what I call the pass-by friends. These are people that you see on a regular basis, or you see them like higher by. They're people at work that you kind of go, how you doing? Doing good? Sounds good. Great. You look good. Do I look good? Yes. Look bad? No. Nobody's saying that, right? But these are people that you don't really spend time with. They're people that, it really is what it sounds. It's pass-by friends. And a lot of those people can be interchanged in the circles depending on the season, because I'm sure that you've had friends that you've said, you know, during this time right now, I just haven't been able to spend time with them. I've been so busy and going so much that I have to make time. I have to be purposeful about spending time with those people. But it just hasn't happened for this season. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that you still don't allow them to speak into your life. And it doesn't mean that you don't want to speak into theirs and they're open to speaking into theirs. But it's just depending on the timing of where it is, right? And I say all this because lots of you have people in your life right now that they shouldn't even be in any of those circles. They should be on a circle all by themselves somewhere else. And it's not to mean that they don't need encouragement, but it's the people that you just feel every time you see them or spend time with them, it just drains you, right? It fuels the frustration. It drains you to be around them. And my encouragement, because I don't want to hold you for too long, I was getting ready to go for my run, is really make the choice for the people that you choose that are going to be in that inner circle. The people that you choose are going to be in those layers. And if they're not helping you, and I don't mean like just have friends that are going to give you opportunities. I mean people that are going to give you that drive that you believe that they believe they're more. We say this, we've said it a couple of times, we said it a lot in the last video. Do they believe that you are more than the circumstances? Because if you believe in yourself and they don't, trust me, as time goes on, those people, which are those leech friends, they're just going to start sucking that energy and that passion and that drive away from you. And then why? Because if you get to a level that they have no desire to get to, they want to hold you there, right? Remember we talked about last week, we talked about those people that are in the safe zone, that zombie safe zone. They don't want you to go. They want you to stay in the same place. So my challenge to you is, do you have people in your life that you've known for some time that you kind of have to maybe not cut them off and let them go, but maybe they need to move to a different circle of influence, because they're just not, they really shouldn't be in that inner circle. They maybe shouldn't even be in that friendship circle, right? And maybe, and just maybe, the reality is you need to cut them off completely, because all they do when they speak is just bring people down. They just speak negativity. And I leave you with this. If you truly believe that you are more, if you truly believe that you are destined to do more, it's so important that you understand your purpose. And if your purpose and you understand that, and you understand why you were put here, and you're working towards that goal, then the people around you should be really just helping you to get there and driving you to get there. You shouldn't be taking away. I hope this was encouraging for you guys this week. I look forward to next week. Big announcement. Next week, we want to do a live feed on Facebook. It'll be maybe Wednesday at about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. We want to do a live feed for you guys. If it's not Wednesday, it might be Thursday. But I'm really looking for you, the community on the page, the community out there online, to really give us feedback. Would you benefit from a live feed where you guys can throw out some questions, or throw out some topics? Could you benefit from something like that? We really look for those insights. Comment on the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel of Prime Life Speakers. Look me up again, David Firpi. We are open right now for speaking engagements, whether it be youth groups or college groups, or I just like being able to come and encourage people to really get them to ask the questions that are get them out of their head and move forward to hit that light bulb. That's a big thing for me. Do you understand your purpose? Or are you letting things hold you back? I hope this was encouraging for you guys. I look forward to the next time. Post your comments, post your questions. I'm always open to talking to people and having conversations and setting up something there to coach or encourage. God bless you guys. Hope you have a good night.